Ira Epstein with the Morning Flash Update, and this update is for the morning of Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2024, and about 8:25 a.m. Stock market's up off Nvidia. As I warned yesterday, I said Nvidia is the equivalent of a Fed move because it is the darling of artificial intelligence stocks. And if it goes down, the market goes down. If it goes up, the market goes up. That's the general assumption. The market did make its move. It fell within the parameters also of the up or down about 8%. It was out to 11 at one point that would be the parameters, but that's what it did. And the stock did cross the 1,000 mark, increased its dividend, and now a 10-for-1 stock split coming. But there's a lot more, and we want to talk about that. You're down a little bit in the metals, but why don't we take a look at some of the stuff and come right back to that. First, my Memorial Day sale kicks off right now. It's a great deal for you. 40% off any of my courses or one-year research packages. This only lasts a short while. I promise you it's going to be over next week. So if you want to take advantage of it, I'm starting it right now. You go to iraepstein.com, go to the word either education for the courses or research for the morning videos, the full research packages, and so on. And this also includes my brand new charting course that's out maybe 2 weeks. So I think you'll find that interesting. This is your shot to get it at a reasonable price, all right? Another thing that I did, and we'll come back now over here for a minute. I did a special report, another one, and this time on copper. It includes my thoughts on COPX for the ETF traders and Freeport McMoran. It's only up 3 business days. It went up yesterday. Go look at it. You go to iraepstein.com and under the word research for that as well. And I did send emails on the sale, and I'll be sending emails if you're in my mailing list, just alerting people that the special report is out, but you've got your heads up. Okay. So as we look at this before we go into the prices, let's take a look at what we've got, because there's a lot of information. You have the Chicago Federal Reserve National Activity Index. It's bad, down 0.23. They took the positive 0.15 and revised it down for the March number to a -4, and now it's getting worse. The current jobless claims numbers, down 8,000 at 215. Still a strong market, but there's a wobble here. The continuing claims are gradually climbing. Last week's were 1786. Now they're 17894. Nothing dramatic. And that could be partly, it's summertime coming up, things like that. S&P Global Group's going to release right now their preliminary May manufacturing and service sector numbers at 8:45. New home sales data at 9 o'clock. EIA natural gas storage comes out at 9:30. And in the UK, Mr. Sunak declared a snap election for July 4th. Now, his party's behind 20 points in the polls, so I'm not quite certain what he thinks he has up his sleeve. 20 points is almost insurmountable with 6 weeks left to go, so he has some idea that he has. In the metal markets, this is the decline in copper I was hoping to get. That's part of what I'm going to tell you. You go look at the report. By the way, you know why copper is declining? In my opinion, I heard analysts giving it all. I don't think they understand how deliveries work. You had some big Chinese firms and some large trade firms caught short in the COMEX copper. It has to do with sanctions that the U.S. has put on certain copper, how you move it around. And what they had to do is go out and get copper, and I've heard it's from South America and Australia, that they obviously bought cheap. They probably had hedges on in Chicago, well, not Chicago, but New York. And in New York, in order to deliver it, you got to have copper that will meet the certification in the United States. That's what they did. So they brought in their copper. The market knew it was coming on boats. It's probably gotten to the point where that's it. And that is why the market broke down. The squeeze ended because they were able to get that going. So you went down just in the past 3 days from 520 to 474 in round figures, all right? It's a heck of a break that you've had, and it's probably found itself near a home base, in my opinion. In the British pound, the market clearly likes, you heard what I said, the election. It probably means that Labor's going to come in, be new blood in the market. That's my guess. I can't imagine how the Conservatives can overcome in any manner here, 20-point deficit, and they were getting their butt kicked in different local elections. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong on that. Dollar down a bit today as most currencies climbing against it. We had a bunch of news today that came out. Most of it still says inflation, especially wage inflation, is causing a problem in the European Union. I've already written on that this morning. Remember in the grains, each weekend that comes up, you're playing the weather. And you know, if you turn on your national news or local, but ideally national, you are seeing that these storms are relentless and they are violent and they are ripping up the landscape. And another round of them is due today, so be ready for that. In the energy markets, you fell down to the 200 to 100-day average in the gasoline, the Brent, and the WTI. That's where I was looking for support to come in. And this hot weather that's coming in, and it's hot, 100 degrees down south already, watch out. That's going to take out natural gas demand, and that's one of the reasons that you're moving there. In Bitcoin, one of the things I want you to be aware of is today's the 23rd, so between today and tomorrow, and I'm waiting to see when it happens, we should be hearing from the SEC as to whether they approve the ETFs for the Ether. Tooth and nail, you got to drag Gary Gensler. He'll fight it, in my opinion. And, you know, he'll lose in courts because if you can give it to Bitcoin, why can't you give it to Ether? We'll see what happens with all that. So, again, I want to remind you that we've got going your sale, your Memorial Day sale. Take advantage, IraEpstein.com. 1 year package of research, 40 off. Any of the charting courses, 40% off. And remember, on charting courses, when you buy them, you determine when they're going to start. So it could be 3 months from now, it could be tomorrow. Doesn't matter to us. You can move your cursor to the top up here. It'll take you to our website where you can decide what you want to do from that point. And remember the special report that's on the copper, COPX, and Freeport. All you need to do is go to our website, IraEpstein.com, and under the word research, you'll see it listed right there. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great morning. I will talk to you all at the end of the day with our market wrap-ups. Take care.